Hello Aries, and welcome to your general overview for April 2017. I'm Jane from Angelic Connection, tarot reader, angel therapist, Archangel Life Coach, and what I'm going to be doing for you just for the next few minutes is having a look at really some of the more general energies that are going on. Clearly, this can't be specific necessarily for everybody. If you would like to have a reading just for you, I do readings for people all over the place. All my details are in the description box or show more section with my email address and the types of readings that I do. So anything that's really bugging you, let me have a look just for you. But in the meantime, these are the kind of energies that are going to be around you, which you can work with to your advantage. And of course, you're forewarned of anything coming up that could disadvantage you. So this is exactly why tarot and astrology exist, so that we know what's coming up and we can either make the most of it or try and avoid it, because we do have free will. And although there are things that are going to be there, influences, people coming in, lessons that need learning, so on and so forth, we have ultimate control in how we react and how we deal with things to create our own outcomes. So what I've done is slightly different this month, because I've picked a card for each week. I've picked an overall sort of atmosphere card, and I've also picked one for advice. Now we're also going to look at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck you have the Nine of Cups, which is a fantastic start to the month, because the Nine of Cups really talks about satisfaction, getting what you want. I mean, we do call it the wish card, but it doesn't necessarily mean that all your wishes will necessarily come true. It just means you've got a very strong chance of what you're wanting to achieve, what you're wanting to bring about is on its way. It is going to happen, because the other energies that you've got here are a bit up and down. There are lots of retrogrades planets at the moment in Aries, slipping back into Pisces, Venus retrograde, and in between sort of Pisces, Aries and Taurus, we've got several planets that are sort of going retrograde in and around those signs. So things are pretty chaotic for most of us. But for Aries, maybe slightly more than most, and certainly being a fairly go-get-em sign anyway, you might find yourself rather reactive. You might find yourself throwing the baby out with the bathwater, or maybe making mountains out of molehills. So be very careful in April that you stay moderate. And this comes straight in with your first week. We have the Ten of Swords, which is that, yes, it has been difficult. It's been difficult for a lot of people this year so far, and last year, and really for the last several years, on and off. But the Ten of Swords says, look, you're coming to the end of a cycle here. Things are going to get easier. So in that first week, you might find that things start to ease up slightly, and you start to think, yeah, okay, I can really get on now. But in week 2, you have Temperance. It's the only major arcana that you've really got in this particular little gathering of cards. So it's a particularly important one, and it's asking you to hold your horses a little bit. It's asking you to be moderate, to be temperate, to be balanced, not to overdo things, not to maybe not to charge ahead too much. It's really asking you to be the one that stands back and brings everything into harmony. And that could be to do with anything. Obviously, this is general energies. It could be around your work, it could be around your home life, it could be around your relationships, it could be around many different areas. It depends entirely on your individual birth chart. But if you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising sign, this will have an impact for you in some area of your life. The third week, you have the Ten of Cups, which is lovely. You've got 2 tens here, which is very significant about cycles coming to an end and being able to actually tie up loose ends, achieve what you want to achieve, and move on to some fresh starts. So the Ten of Cups, really after Temperance and the Ten of Swords, is saying, look, as you get into the third week of the month, or around the third week, you're going to feel a little bit happier. You're going to sort of think, oh yeah, okay, things are settling down now. Everything's going to be okay. It's all all right. Don't worry, everybody. Keep calm and carry on. And the last week, you then end with the Five of Wands, which of course is a bit of an upsurge maybe in not even conflict. I get the feeling more that this is about just little loose ends that need tying up. This is somebody coming back with, well, what about this? Or that hasn't been done, or we haven't done that, and maybe this is going to happen. Or almost like those final little, not even teething problems, because that's at the beginning of something. This is more about the ends, the end of big cycles for you. And when we look at your sort of overall guidance card, or the overall energy, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this has been a really difficult time. This has been a time where you have worried about being left out in the cold. You financially, possibly having worrying about making ends meet, worrying about money, worrying about security, worrying about how you're going to put food on the table or pay for something you need to pay for. So there have been these kind of worries around things that do affect your roots and your security. But the advice card, again, you've got the Five of Cups as the advice card, and that it says, look, don't cry over spilt milk. Stop looking at what could go wrong or what has gone wrong, and sort of bring all that to an end now. You know, draw a line under anything that's not working. Get rid of it. Cut it out. Bring it to a close and move on with the things that you still have got, because you have plenty. So what you're ending up with the Five of Wands is really saying, look, any sort of thing at the end of the month, especially because we have the new moon, which is going to be a really powerful one in I think it's in Taurus. Good for fresh starts on things like security. It's going to be in your second house as well, which is around partnerships. And actually, you've got 3 5s here too, 2 10s and 3 5s in a major arcana. So this really is a massive month for the ending of cycles and for major transformation, because the only 5 that you haven't got is the 5 of Swords. So that's really good. Every 5 you've got here is saying, well, look, no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what you're worried about because of what's happened in the past, draw a line under it and move on, because you've got everything that you need to make fresh starts now. You've got the 10 of Cups, which is fabulous, because that means that happiness awaits you. And of course, your overall energy underneath was the 9 of Cups, which is the wish card. So pretty clear cut in many respects. Draw a line under what you don't need. Get rid of it. Even if people are worried, say, do you know, it's all going to be okay. Don't get frustrated with them. Don't push them. Don't get into arguments. Very calmly bring harmony to everything and say, it's going to be all right. This is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. It's for the best. A bit like Brexit, really. If you're not listening in the UK, you might have heard of Brexit, UK leaving Europe. Lots of people are worried about, oh God, what if it all goes wrong? Well, it's happening. So we need to make the best of it. And we need to move on positively and make things happen for ourselves. And as an Aries, you are the kings and queens of making things happen. So have a fabulous month. It's going to be very exciting. It's a bit of a watershed month, I think, in terms of new energies. I say, if you would like a personal look, do get in touch with me at my email below. I try and get back to people within a couple of days, and then once the readings are paid for, then I can get them normally to you within 2 or 3 days. Let's have a look at what's going on for you. But otherwise, I will speak to you in May.